Hello, and welcome to Legacy Travel's Top 5. Today we're going to look at the top 5 all-inclusive resorts in Cancun, Riviera Maya that allow kids. These not necessarily focused on kids, but at least they will let them stay in the property, and these are ones that are probably a bit nicer resorts, and adults will have a good time along with the kids. Okay, if I lead off?
Yep, go for
and
it.
I'm Philip. This is Tara.
Hey.
This is Hannah. Okay, number 5. This is the only one on my list that I actually have not seen. Here at Legacy Travel, we get a benefit where we all share information. So this is one that one of my agents stayed at, and we also look at the client feedback. So this is based on the recommendation of one of my agents and on client feedback, but this is the Finest. The Finest is a resort up in Playa, Mujeres, which is a little bit south of Cancun. And my agent who recommended this one, who liked it, stayed there, is Erin, and Erin's a foodie. She knows about food, and she says that this was the best food she's ever had at an all-inclusive, and that's saying a lot. This thing is part of the Excellence Group, has a couple of sister properties right near it. They've got Excellence near it and Beloved by it, but I'm picking the Finest for my number 5.
That's a good one.
How about you? What's your number 5?
My number 5 is going to be the Dreams Riviera Cancun. I love this resort. It's right in Puerto Morales, which is a charming town in between Cancun and Playa del Carmen. It's about a 20-minute drive south of Cancun. It's an AM resort, so it's going to have all the trademarks of AM, no wristbands, no reservations to eat, premium alcohol included for everyone, 24-hour in-suite dining for everyone. And this resort's kind of in a W shape, so a majority of the rooms are going to have somewhat of an ocean view. And it's just easy to get around. Excellent children's program called the Explorers Club. But yeah, that would have to be my number 5, Dreams Riviera Cancun.
Good one. How about you? What you got number 5?
My number 5 is the Hard Rock Riviera Maya. The reason that I picked this property is because they have their family section, and they also have a side called Heaven, which is for the adults. I like the fact that you have the adults only property and family friendly property in one. It's also in a great location. You're just about a 5-minute cab ride from Playa del Carmen. They also have their own man-made beach lagoon area, so it's safe for kids. Adults and children can have a really great time, and it's really great for teens. Of course, it's all-inclusive, so you have premium beverages and things like that. And the nightclub in the Heaven section actually has a pool in it, which is really cool. So it's a fun environment for adults and families with children to be able to both enjoy and have a good time.
Very good. We don't compare lists before this, so we're hearing them for the first time. And that one, I didn't even think about Hard Rock. It didn't make my list. Didn't even think about it. I probably should have. But anyways, that's a good one. Number 4. What you got?
My number 4 was your number 5.
Okay.
It's the Finest in Playa Mujeres. It's in that up-and-coming area just north of Cancun called Playa Mujeres, which is famous for the snorkeling. So some of the best snorkeling ever is up there. I also love how huge the rooms are here. The rooms start at 800 square feet, so they're very spacious. And I think the Finest Playa Mujeres has a healthy mix of adult entertainment, family-friendly entertainment, and relaxation. They do a great job on making sure everybody's happy. It's newer, so it's sexy chic, everything's up to date and just gorgeous. My favorite thing about that resort is their swim-up suites. They have their own private hammocks over their own little section at the pool. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, my number 4 would have to be the Finest Playa Mujeres.
Nice. Your number 4, Miss Hannah?
My number 4 is Generations Riviera Maya. While it is a family property, the neighboring property, El Dorado Royale and El Dorado Casitas Royale, are adults-only resorts. Adults have access to Generations, and adults at Generations have access to the adults-only privileges at El Dorado Royale and Casitas. So it's a happy mixture for everyone, really great for weddings. It's a beachfront property, and you also have the gourmet all-inclusive amenities. So if you really like great quality food, it's going to be a top-notch property for you. And the rooms are huge. They also have 2 and 3 bedroom suites there, infinity pool suites, swim-up suites, so just very top-notch.
Nice. And for me, my number 4, and like I said, we do not compare lists, so Tara's number 4 was my number 5. Well, my number 5 is Tara's number 4. Mine is Dreams Riviera Cancun, and for a lot of, I know, a lot of the reasons that that Tara said. It is great, and I did consider. I wanted to get a Dreams in there. They've got a couple of them down there, and I almost went with a different one that I may come up later. But I decided on going with this one. It is a great layout. We get very good feedback on this property. So, echoing what she said, Dreams Riviera Cancun. Number 3, Hannah, what you got for number 3?
My number 3 is the Royalton Riviera Cancun. This is a newer up-and-coming property. We are getting just fantastic, positive feedback from our clients. It's a great wedding resort. They have 3 sections within the property: a family section, a diamond club section if you want upgraded privileges such as the ability to make restaurant reservations and private butler service, which is really awesome. They also have an adults only section as well. So it's the best of all worlds. If you want the premium service, if that's something that you're used to, you can get that. If you want an adults only section with no children, you can get that as well. So really great for multi-generational families, especially for weddings that maybe have more adult couples and just a few children attending.
Right, and they have free Wi-Fi there
They
too,
do,
I
yes.
think.
Free Wi-Fi, and reservations are not required for the restaurants, which is similar
So
to the
smart.
AM Resorts properties.
And they
So
have
smart.
family suites there too, so
They do.
families of 5 or more can stay at the Royalton comfortably.
Yes, and every room category has a pull-out queen sleeper sofa, which is awesome. That's very rare. So you can actually comfortably fit a family of 4 in one room if you have to.
Very good. And Royalton made my short list. Didn't quite make the top 5, but it is a up and coming one. And just in general, the all-inclusive thing with families is so important because I've got 2 kids, so we've gone through this. You go to a resort that's not all-inclusive, down in the Caribbean or Mexico, wherever, and the kid orders the $15 chicken nuggets and gets them, but they don't taste like McDonald's, so he doesn't want them. And all-inclusive, you just have him go back and get something else, something he does like. So it's just critical to do all-inclusive in these type of places. My number 3 was Hannah's number 4. I think we have a lot of crossover here. Generations. I love Generations. Like she said, being next to L'Oreal and being able to use their restaurants is very important. Generations itself only has 2 or 3 restaurants, but opening up L'Oreal for the adults anyway makes it a great property to have. A couple of magazines have voted it the #1 resort in Mexico. But it is a wonderful property, and actually that's one that I mean, they say sometimes that you should eat where chefs eat. You probably want to go where travel agents go. That's where we choose the vacation. We've been there a couple of times, and we're going again this year. So we really are big on Generations. Number 2, I think, is me again, right?
Well, I still haven't done my number 3.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's all right this time. Okay, so my number 3 was the Azul Sensatori.
Sensatori, really?
Yes. So just like my number 5, it's also in Puerto Morales, and it's also in a similar layout as the Dreams Riviera Cancun. The Azul Sensatori is kind of in a W shape, so it's really easy access to everything. And I love how it's operated by Charisma. So the food is going to be amazing there. They have probably one of the best children's programs. Out of all the vacations I've taken my kiddos on, this one was the one where they would wake up early and want to go to the kids club, and they wanted to go to the splash park, and their entertainment staff there for the kids it's definitely the best I've seen. They do a wonderful job there. They also have an adults only section, so it's great for multi-generational groups and wedding groups and things like that. But yeah, my number 3 would be the Azul Sensatori.
I am not as big on it as Tara is, but I'll tell you one thing about that place. They've got, I think, Le Chic's adult only, right? Mm-hmm. They have this restaurant called Le Chic, and it's voted constantly in the top 10 restaurants in Mexico. And this is one of those wine pairing, 9, 10, 12 course type restaurants. Very interesting. Upcharge for Le Chic or not?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it is right now, but I do know there's a small
upcharge,
surcharge.
and then there's going to be if you choose to do a wine pairing, there'll be an upcharge from that also. But this is a definite unique experience. You're not going to find at most all inclusive. So I normally don't like the the things where you pay additional for something all inclusive. This one might be worth it just to do it because it's very unusual. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's my turn.
It's your turn now.
Sorry,
Philip.
didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
All right, number two. Number two for me is going to be Zoetry. Zoetry is a very small boutique property. They do allow kids. Now, it is not kid focused, but they do allow kids. Again, very small property, really good food, really great service. Again, part of AM Resorts, which is the same company that does Dreams and Secrets. This is going to be probably Zoetry is going to be a step up from Secrets and Dreams. Smaller property, great service, really good food, very laid back. But again, if you're wanting to go somewhere, kind of a treat for the parents, but the kids can go also. This is the place. Zoetry.
I would agree. I love the Zoetry. They have some upgraded things that normal resorts don't have. Like every single suite there is beachfront, and it's decorated in its own individual way. And they're each called something different. They also have a free catamaran cruise for every single guest, free massages for every single guest. And for families, I would say this would be good for those who have well-traveled kids or very
well-behaved kids.
well-behaved kids, yeah, because they don't really have a children's program.
No.
But somebody who enjoys great food service, a beautiful beach, and pool, they would be happy there.
Absolutely. Number two.
My number two is going to be the Generations Riviera Maya.
There we go.
Woohoo!
That's the first one. All three of them. That's the first one we had. All three people have, right? Generations.
Yes.
Okay.
So the most important thing about the Generations is every single room is a beachfront penthouse suite. Every single room starts at 770 square feet, and it goes all the way up to, I don't know, a mansion size. They're enormous. Our dear friend Joe is the owner of this resort, and he's there day in and day out. Him and his family, it's owned and operated, and you can sense that when you're there. It's got a homey, welcoming vibe to it. I also love how small it is. It's under 200 rooms, and you can definitely feel that when you're there. You don't have to be hiking from point A to point B. It's just very small and very intimate.
The other thing, again, I know I brought this up. I brought up this hotel, but something I forgot to mention. The way they have it configured is, like you said, you can do one room, but they have it where you can do up to 2 or 3 suites with this configuration. And so, if you're needing just one room of it, they can get it for you. But if you have a lot of people traveling together, they can put 3 of these together, give you one access door basically, and it's great. It turns into a 3-bedroom, actually a massive 3-bedroom
suite.
suite.
It can sleep comfortably up to 12 people in some of their rooms. So you can go for
three bedroom thing. Yeah, very good. Number 2.
My number 2 is also the Zoetry. And just to clarify, there's 2 Zoetrys in Mexico. There's the Zoetry Isla Mujeres, which is a newer property, and it's on the small island of Isla Mujeres, just right off the coast of Mexico. And then the Zoetry Paraíso de la Bonita.
You're 100% correct. I didn't think about that, but that would have counted too.
Yeah, both of them are fantastic.
Counted. Yeah,
for sure.
Thank you for clarifying.
No worries. So mine's also the Zoetry Paraíso, mostly because of the beachfront suites. The beach is gorgeous, but I did want to just kind of throw out the Isla Mujeres one as well. The transfers, it's going to be more of your luxury experience, so definitely well-behaved children, because again, no kids club, but the transfer is really cool because they will shuttle you to a pier, and then they take you via their private catamaran to the resort for your in and outbound transfer, which is really neat. So if you want an island getaway for not what it's going to cost you in the South Pacific or something like that, it'd be a really cool experience. But both of the Zoetrys are going to be fantastic, especially for a more adult-centered vacation where you happen to have children.
Yeah, she's right. You got 2 Zoetrys there. One of them on the island, one of them on the mainland. Both of them are going to be great. That one on Isla Mujeres, the food is really ridiculous. It's really good food. Very, very good. So now it is number 1.
Oh, have you started with me?
I think so. Didn't I start number 2? Yeah.
Okay, what is my number 1? My number 1 is the Grand Velas and the Riviera Maya. We had the privilege of staying there, when was it? Just this last October or November?
Yeah.
Something like that. And I always knew I was going to love it, but it exceeded my expectations so much. It's the only resort that we have mentioned that has made the AAA 5 Diamond Award every year, and it's also part of a very exclusive group called the Leading Luxury Hotels of the World. That's an extremely difficult task in the hotel industry to make both of those lists, let alone one, but they make it every single year on both. And everywhere you turn at that resort, it's just absolutely gorgeous. From the pools, the lush walkways, it's amazing. And the suites there start at 1,100 square feet, so they're extremely big. And can we talk about the spa just for a second? I want to talk about the spa.
Go for it.
It is known as the best spa in the world, and I would have to agree. I would have to say it is the best spa I've ever seen. It's in this massive cenote. The water circuit, the hydrotherapy room alone is worth a visit to this resort. But yes, Grand Velas, Riviera Maya would have to be my number one.
How about you?
My number one is actually Dreams Riviera Cancun.
Okay.
The reason I chose this as my number one is year after year, time after time, I have a lot of adults only attending weddings, and they choose Dreams Riviera. Even though it's a family resort, so many adult weddings are held there because it is going to be more of a laid-back atmosphere. The kids club is completely separated from most of the rest of the rooms and the property. So it's just a very relaxing vacation. Just to echo what Tara and Philip have said, the layout is perfect. The rooms are beautiful. They're very large as well. And I love that resort. I mean,
I do
just,
too.
it's
And a
so
lot of
great.
Very
them
nice.
have their own private plunge pools
Yeah.
there, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Very good. Before I do mine, let me throw out a couple of honorable mentions that I thought about that did not quite make the list. You said Azul Sensatori. My favorite Azul is beach. I love Azul Beach. It's
I know.
smaller.
That's definitely on my top 8.
One of our best family vacations was Azul Beach. I just really enjoy that
And that
one.
one's great for small kids. They cater
Right.
to kids like under the age of 6.
This one might be a little bit controversial, but a beer star. I like a beer star. I know they're big.
My favorite beer star is on Friso Beach. Probably one of the best beaches in the Riviera Maya.
What do you think about beer star Cancun? Would that be a good one for
That
families
one's a
or
good
not?
one.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
They have a gorgeous beach,
Yeah.
the Iberostar Cancun.
Yeah.
But the Iberostar Maya and Lindo have that wave pool. It's the only wave
Right.
pool
Right.
in the
And the Lady
Caribbean, I
River.
think.
Yeah.
But the beer star Maya, I do like it, and Lindo, but they are big. It's a really big. It was a long way to go from rooms to beach, but I do like that resort. We mentioned Beloved. The other one that didn't get brought up, I'm a little bit surprised, but probably because it wasn't open yet. But I think Dreams Palma Harris is going to be really great. It's opening September, October, November,
Right.
something in there. But it's
Not
going to be.
quite open yet.
It's going to be a really good one, I think. And it may not be the best Dreams
Right.
there, maybe. We'll see.
It'll be right next door to the Secrets, Playa
Right.
Mujeres.
My number one, though, is Grand Velas, just like
Oh!
Tara. I don't know if the spa is the best in the world, but it's certainly the best one I've seen. Also, I've been doing this since 1989, and I have stayed at a lot of all-inclusives, but it is the best food I've ever had in all-inclusive. It was really great food. Service was great, bar was great, just everything about it was first rate. It was obviously a very nice resort. You're gonna pay. It's gonna be expensive. Probably the most expensive one on any of our lists. Is that right? Maybe that's the one in Zoetry.
Yeah.
Is that right? But probably it's gonna be worth it. At the same time, while it is expensive, I didn't get the feeling of stuffiness or of that kind of feel. Everybody was very nice. Kids are welcome there. Probably more so than some of the other ones on my list. They've got kids programs and stuff for it. So Grand Velas is my number one. So thank you all for watching, and we will be coming back soon with another top 5.
Thank you. Bye, you guys.